Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, and Madison Shipko with the Community Bulletin Board. Thank you for joining us. The threat level of mosquito-borne disease in Burlington has been raised. The Burlington Board of Health said that West Nile virus has been detected in Burlington in mosquitoes collected from Burlington and surrounding towns as well. As a result, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health has changed the West Nile virus risk level from low to moderate for Burlington. West Nile virus was first found in a mosquito in Burlington on August 17. The virus can infect people of all ages. However, people over the age of 50 are at a higher risk for severe disease. West Nile virus is usually transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected mosquito. Most people infected will have no symptoms. When present, West Nile virus symptoms tend to include fever and flu-like illness. In rare cases, more severe illness can occur. The Burlington Board of Health requests that residents inspect their property to ensure that all standing water is removed. Unused buckets and containers, plastic toys, tires, wading pools, etc. should be emptied, and water in bird baths should be changed frequently. During the summer, mosquito larvae can complete their development in water within a week. Residents should take precautions to protect themselves from mosquito bites, applying insect repellent or wearing additional clothing during peak mosquito hours from dusk to dawn, and ensuring that all windows and doors have tightly fitting screens. The Burlington Board of Health continues to work closely with the Mass Department of Public Health and the East Middlesex Mosquito Control Project. If residents have any questions about mosquitoes or how to control them, they can contact the Burlington Board of Health at 781-270-1955. That's also available on the burlington.org website. Burlington residents who have late commutes should be aware of some upcoming lane closures that could impact traffic on the highways. Mass Department of Transportation has announced upcoming off-peak overnight lane reductions on Route 128 I-95 north and southbound in Burlington in the area of the Middlesex Turnpike Bridge and the South Bedford Road Bridge between exits 32 and 33. Mass DOT said these traffic impacts are necessary in order to allow crews to safely and effectively conduct resurfacing operations. Throughout these operations, there will be single and double lane closures as traffic conditions allow. A minimum of one travel lane will be maintained at all times. The lane reductions on Route 128 southbound will occur between 8 p.m. Saturday, September 9 through 8 a.m. on Sunday, and 8 p.m. Tuesday, September 12 through 5 a.m. on Wednesday. The lane reductions on Route 128 northbound will occur between 8 p.m. Sunday, September 10 through 5 a.m. Monday, and 8 p.m. Monday, September 11 through 5 a.m. Tuesday. Drivers are encouraged to make informed decisions before heading onto the roadways. Those traveling through the area should expect delays, reduced speed, and use caution. Appropriate signage, law enforcement details, and messaging will be in place to guide drivers during these operations. The schedule for this work is weather dependent and subject to change without notice. After some twists and turns, a warrant article proposing the formation of a zoning bylaw review committee will be before town meeting this September after all. The article was put forward by the ad hoc zoning bylaw review study committee that was formed by town meeting in September of 2016. It suggests a review committee be formed made up of 9 voting members and 2 non-voting members of town meeting. The voting membership would include the town meeting members as well as a member from the business community and member of the Zoning Board of Appeals. The non-voting members would include a member of the planning board and someone from the building department. The purpose of the committee would be to review existing zoning bylaws and suggest possible changes to bring them up to date and in line with the anticipated changes coming from the state level. The committee is expected to require funds estimated to be around $10,000 for a recording secretary and to cover a consulting fee. Initially, the article seemed like it would be forestalled for the September town meeting after the Board of Selectmen voted not to include it on the warrant. However, selectmen afterwards realized that it was not in their power to deny the article's inclusion on the warrant and rescinded the decision. The board may vote not to support it at the next meeting. Their opposition, expressed by Chairman Chris Hartling, is that the study committee did not get enough input from other involved parties before drafting the makeup of the review committee. The study committee met last week and decided to keep the article in the September town meeting warrant. They will also give a presentation on the proposal to town meeting and will provide information to the town's various boards and committees in the run-up to the September session. Many people and local businesses dropped donations at 3rd Avenue in Burlington to support the Help for Houston campaign. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford has this look.
In the wake of Hurricane Harvey and the record rainfalls that followed, people across the country banded together to send help to those affected in Houston and the surrounding areas. In total, over 50 inches of rain flooded the city in a horrific storm that killed at least 60 people. The tragedy prompted many efforts to help the tens of thousands of people displaced by the floods. That held true here in Burlington. Last Thursday, 3rd Ave and the Nordblum Company partnered with the City of Boston and Boston Mayor Marty Walsh to gather donations of non-perishable food, diapers, baby formula, and toiletries for the Help for Houston campaign. The event was prepared in under 2 days, but the turnout was strong.
Yes, it's been great. So we really just marketed locally on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I think with the mayor's office and their support, we've had a great turnout. Yeah.
Organizers said that when they saw the destruction in Texas on the news, they felt they had to do something for the victims.
I think when you're a big part of the community and you have the resources to do it, we have maintenance techs, a whole company behind us, the support of the Nordblum Company. Why not do something?
Yeah, and we have this beautiful space here, and we're able to house this and be able to, be a resource for the donations and be able to hold all of this. So it's been great response, and we're glad to be part of the Burlington community.
In total, Burlington residents and area businesses donated enough to fill 6 truckloads of supplies for the people of Houston, a sign that many people wanted to do something to help.
Well, I think one of the great things is that everyone feels, an obligation to their neighbor, and this is just showing that our neighborhood, goes across the country. I came down early this morning, just thinking I'd drop off, see if they needed any help. It was overwhelming, the amount of support, and it's great to see the Nordblum Company and 3rd Ave come together. They reached out to the chamber, to a lot of the organizations in town, the Rotary clubs, and the businesses, and people have been coming in nonstop. It's very heartening. To see these people come here, especially those families that come with small children, to show them, what it means to really to give back to people in need. It's been very great.
Even members of the Burlington Fire Department came down to lend a hand.
So we're helping the people on 3rd Ave and Nordblum and everybody else who has property here to help box up and load up trucks with donations for the people in Texas.
Lieutenant Saya said the response shows that in times of crisis, people will step up and help.
Well, it's just amazing how everybody comes together. All differences aside, when something like this happens, and people just step up and do the right thing. And we've always known that Burlington is just an incredible community, but the outpouring has just been unsurpassed today. It's been amazing.
I'm Rich Hosford for BNEWS Weekly.
Another way Burlington residents are helping victims of Hurricane Harvey is through sports. The Friends of Burlington Football have organized a t-shirt sale for a drive called Relight Friday Nights, with the proceeds going to sports and band activities at schools in Houston and surrounding communities. According to the campaign's website, the goal is to raise money to help refurbish instruments and equipment for Texas students. All of the money raised through the sale of these shirts will go to helping kids get back on the football field either in the game or at halftime. These are the t-shirts for sale. They cost $15 a piece and can be purchased through September 19. The organizers of the drive hope to get students here in Massachusetts to wear the t-shirts to send a message of support and school spirit to students in Texas affected by Harvey. Many of those kids spent several days in shelters only to return to homes that had been inundated with water. They also found athletic equipment, shoes, cleats, and instruments all ruined by the storm. You can find a link to purchase the shirts on our website at www.bcattv.org/bnews. It's not news that our country is in the grips of an increasingly fatal opioid epidemic. 2 Burlington women are working with the Burlington Police Department to help break the addictive cycle in a caring and accountable manner. BCAT reporter Tad Stefanak went to meet with the organizers of the group and files this report.
Massachusetts is currently experiencing an epidemic of opioid-related overdoses and deaths. Burlington is no exception. Christine Cuccinello and Brandy Mott are both recovering addicts who have been working with the Burlington Police Department to establish Burlington Overcoming Addiction.
We started about 9 weeks ago. Officer Aloisi called me because he knew I was doing a recovery thing in Boston. It's called the Moms Project and Safe and Sound Recovery. I'm doing an internship to be a recovery coach there.
I just thought that we should have been doing something to help people who were addicted and wanted help and they needed a place to go.
I mean, I believe that she did a great thing starting this. I want to back her up 100%. We need this in here and the surrounding towns. It's not just Burlington that we're trying to help. It's all the surrounding towns. It's hitting us hard. We're losing a lot of people.
Anyone go, friends, family, anyone connected to any kind of addiction. We've had people who've lost people. We've had people who have relatives, friends that are struggling, people who are struggling themselves. Everyone that is connected in any way are showing up.
We all actually do speak together too and help each other out, because a lot of people are there as parents of an addict, or we have a couple of people there who've lost a son or a daughter. So what our job is to get all this stuff for them to be able to get forward, and eventually we want to start helping to place people if they need it. That's what we want, people to come to us so that they know it's a safe environment. It's not an NA. You can learn something every single time, and we can help you. We want to help.
It helps you meet as a group, know that there's no stigma to having this problem.
I mentioned a peer recovery center in Burlington because we really need one. So that's in the future, but we are looking to be a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, and also having a peer center in the future.
Yeah, so they don't feel like they're alone. They don't have to get through it together. They have multiple people who have gone through this, they've succeeded, and they can show them the same path that maybe they took, or maybe that's not right for them. Maybe they have a different kind of path. They have a medical assistance, or they have to go into a facility. There's a number of different options that people can try, and they should try them if they want to succeed.
So we meet at every Tuesday night from 7 to 8 at St. Mark's Church, 10 St. Mark's Road.
From the Burlington Police Department, I'm BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak. Back to you in the studio.
If you have friends or family that are suffering from addiction, you must pursue them aggressively. Do not have regrets in the event that a tragedy happens. The opioid program is there for those who need it, but of course it is only available to those who survive their addiction long enough to seek help. Fortunately, the drug Narcan has gone a long way to saving people who have overdosed on opioids. Recently, the same group held a training on how to administer Narcan, and BNews director Rich Hosford was there. He has this report.
In a meeting room at St. Mark's Episcopal Church, a group of people who either have suffered from opioid addiction or know someone who suffers from addiction gathered to learn how to administer the life-saving opioid suppressor Narcan, which can reverse the effects of an overdose. Officials say the training is vital with the recent explosion of opioid use across the country and the growing number of subsequent overdoses.
I feel like we're averaging about one overdose a week. We also find out sometimes that Burlington residents are overdosing out of town, and then we get word of that. Well, I definitely think it's happening more often. We weren't dealing with these kinds of drug overdoses 5 years ago.
I started doing this in the 90s, and I never thought that the addiction, the opiate addiction, would be worse than it was during the AIDS epidemic, and it is exponentially worse. The drugs are stronger, they're more available, and more people are addicted. It is more deadly than it's ever been.
Narcan was originally given mostly to emergency first responders. However, since time is of the essence when trying to save someone who has overdosed, experts say it's important for family members and friends to have the nasal injection at hand and to be trained on how to use it.
So as I said, as a clinician, I barely have anybody who's ever overdosed in my office. What happens is they overdose in their homes. They overdose when they're alone, or they think they're alone, or when they're using with other folks. So we need to get this out to the people who are going to be with them, the moms, the dads, the brothers, the sisters.
We think that if the public has the knowledge of how to administer Narcan, they'll save time to save that life of someone who's possibly overdosing. You know, the police or the fire department a couple minutes away, if it's someone who recognizes an overdose and they have a Narcan available, they can administer and start that, hopefully that recovery process within 30 seconds real quick, you know.
It's also important that loved ones of people suffering from addiction be able to recognize the signs of an overdose, something that was covered in the training.
So there's a death rattle or a gurgle. Their extremities are starting to turn blue, their lips. They're not responding to a hard sternum rub, which is hard pressure against their breastplate and their breastbone. And they're not responding to any kind of external stimulation, so give them the Narcan. Always call 911 first and then administer Narcan.
People may be squeamish about giving an unconscious person medicine, but fortunately, Narcan is easy to use.
Don't be nervous. This is the easiest thing they can do. It's a nasal spray. It goes up their nose. It's not going to harm them. You can't give it to somebody who isn't overdosing and harm them. It's better to give it and be wrong than to not give it and have the person die. It's easy to give. It's easy to get. In Massachusetts, there's standing prescriptions at most pharmacies to get this medication. So people shouldn't be afraid. Call, get the training, get online, find somebody who can provide it.
Finally, Calvert said she wanted to clear up some misperceptions people may have about Narcan and opioid addicts.
Well, there's lots. So first of all, it's non-addictive. You can keep using it. It's not going to harm anybody. I guess the stigma is that why give it to somebody who's going to keep using? And as I always say, I can't help anybody who's dead. I need to help somebody who's alive, so I will keep doing this until that person hopefully receives the treatment that they need.
At St. Mark's, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
If you are behind on some payments, you may get a call from the company that owns the debt, but you may also be a target of a scam. The FTC Commission is warning of a newly reported scam that has criminals pretending to be lawyers to scare people into paying. The FTC says the collectors use a variety of names to make people think they are dealing with a law firm. The imposters told people they were delinquent on a payday loan or other debt and threatened them with arrest, jail time, or getting sued unless they pay by credit or debit card over the phone. Sometimes the callers have personal information like Social Security and bank account numbers or relatives' names. The callers use this information to convince people that the calls were legitimate. In truth, the FTC says the defendants pressured people into paying debts they never owed. They say that you cannot be arrested for not paying your bills. If a debt collector calls about a debt and before you agree to pay anything, ask for a written proof that says how much money you owe and to who and what to do if you don't think you owe the money. By law, debt collectors have to send you a written document called a validation notice within 5 days after they first contact you. If they don't, that's a warning sign that they may not be legitimate. The district in Burlington held their very first movie night to showcase the redeveloped office park. BNews reporter Robert Paris has a look.
As the district in Burlington continues to grow, the owner of the park is working to reach out and invite the public to check out the new amenities. As part of that effort, last week the district in Burlington held their very first movie night. Though technical difficulties forced the movie to be cut short, the event was part of many intended to highlight the redeveloped park and create an atmosphere of community. We spoke with Jessica Polak, a representative from National Development, who gave some insight into what is new and upcoming in the district.
So what's new at the district? Well, to join Tuscan Kitchen and Tavern in the Square, we brought in Island Creek Oyster Bar, Press Cafe. Man and Manny will be opening up in November, along with 2 other restaurants, in addition to the Marriott Hotel. TD Bank moved from building 700 at the end of the park to the front of the park for more convenience for our tenants and other Burlington residents to come through and go to that bank branch. In addition, we have an amazing amenity package for our tenants. We have Life Cycle Wellness, which is our health and wellness group on site. We have a spinning class or a spinning studio at Building 700. We have a yoga studio at Building 800. They do boot camp classes outside and they get involved with other community events, and they really reach out to the Burlington community with triathlons and other events proactively targeting health and wellness.
One way National Development is working to improve the atmosphere of the park is by introducing new green space, better landscaping, and gardens.
We have 6-foot garden beds. We have garden beds on site for everyone to come in and harvest. We have our farmer who comes in once a week on Wednesdays to show everyone how to garden and harvest their crops. So that's kind of like a nice way for everyone to come together and really enjoy something communal.
The goal of all of these changes is to transform the old New England Executive Park into something new that will be appealing to the whole community.
I mean, I think we really wanted to transform this place into your old sleepy office park into this vibrant, mixed-use environment. We're in the town of Burlington, and we really want to, showcase ourselves as something that it's an amenity for everyone to use, not just your office tenants. And I think it's a great place to be. I like to consider it kind of like a college campus. It's fun interacting with everyone, seeing people from different companies coming out and walking and interacting, and I just think it's a really good environment to be a part of. So I'm happy to be here, and I hope everyone else gets to enjoy tonight. I think the goal is really to make this into a mixed-use, vibrant community for more than just your office workers. We want the town of Burlington to know what we've done here and to be able to experience and enjoy all the amenities that we have to offer. So by bringing in the Burlington community and having a family movie night, we hope that, the town of Burlington can see what we've done here and enjoy a gorgeous night in the summer before school starts and just kind of relax, have some popcorn, whoopie pie wagons here, the Tuscan gelato trucks here. So just kind of relax and enjoy what we've done here. We're really proud of what we've accomplished, and so we hope everyone can just really relax and enjoy it.
Finally, the movie night was a way of bringing people in to showcase the redeveloped park.
The first of many events that we've had at the district, but now we're trying to incorporate the district Burlington and the town of Burlington to really come together and create this awesome atmosphere, to have fun and really enjoy themselves.
From the district, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Weekly.
We go now to our Weather Center for the latest BNews weather report. We'll also check out the community calendar with Madison Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Hello, I'm Robert Paris, filling in for BNews weatherman Peter Brown, who is out this week. We start our weather report with the almanac. According to the numbers, we have seen an average temperature with the high in the low 70s. Historically, we have seen temperatures reach the mid-90s in early September in the past. However, the historic low for this day is 39 degrees in 1978. It must have been a very cold game for the players on the field during their football matchup. One final note on the almanac, the sun is setting earlier each and every day. Unfortunately, the sunset on Friday will be 7:06 p.m. Oh, if only summer could last a little bit longer. Now, let's look at the 7-day forecast. I have to say it looks like a beautiful autumn week ahead of us, with mild temps in the mid-60s and lower 70s with a chance of rain on Wednesday and Thursday. As you can see through the weekend, mostly clear in the upper 60s and low 70s. Those temps will slightly rise in the week into the mid-70s before dropping into low 70s again. On Thursday, the temperature will be in the low 70s with a chance of rain. It looks like a good forecast for the week ahead with some slight showers at the end of the week. Well, that's your weather report. I'm Robert Paris, filling in for Peter Brown, who will be back next week.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. A local musician will be coming to perform in Burlington. On Tuesday, September 12th, from 7 to 10 p.m., Chops American Bar and Grill will be having Matt Borello perform. Matt Borello is a traveling singer and guitar player with a repertoire of traditional folk, classic rock, and contemporary original songs. Born and raised in the small town of Dighton, MA, his passionate performances have earned him the recognition in various New England talent showcases and songwriting contests, his most notable at the Boston Folk Festival Youth Songwriting Contest. Everyone is welcome. For more information, visit chopsamericanbarandgrill.com or call 781-221-6643. Looking to spend the day on a historic train? On Saturday, September 16th, the Burlington Recreation Department is having a day trip on the Essex Steam Train and Riverboat Cruise. This unique train and river cruise takes you on a 10-mile scenic ride while aboard an authentic 19th century steam train. This trip also includes the riverboat cruise, lunch, and an opportunity to browse the shop at the Old Mystic Village. Everyone is welcome. The cost of the trip is $125 per person. For more info and to register for the trip, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Are you a truck lover? On Sunday, September 17th, the Burlington Rec Department will be having their 19th annual Truck Day. There will be many trucks displayed, including excavators, dump trucks, low-bed trailers, and much more. Everyone is welcome. The event is free. For more information about this event, call the Burlington Rec Department at 781-270-1695 or Al Fay at 781-272-2516. You can also visit the Rec Department's website at burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo marks a big day for Burlington students. This week saw the start of the 2017-18 school year, and Burlington Superintendent of Schools, Eric Conti, was waiting for students to arrive. He snapped this photo of a young student getting off the bus in her first day of school finery. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, whether outside your own door, or photos of your family members or friends and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. We end today's program on a sad note. BCAT has lost a longtime family member. Paul Strati, BHS class of '69 and longtime BCAT sports announcer, passed away last night. Paul was a dedicated family man to his wife, daughters, and son. He always looked forward to spending time with them and his grandchildren. His house was always an open and inviting place for all his children and their families. Paul had a true love of sports. He was a longtime president of Burlington Youth Hockey, serving the many ice hockey players in town. He first started to broadcast on BCAT with his partner on the mics, Dan Brothers, who wrote this intro, in 1994 when his son was a senior and he never left. This would have been his 24th season calling the games. Paul touched the lives of many Burlington athletes and their families. He was also a beloved member of the BCAT family who was always ready and willing to cover games and participate in sports programming. We have put together a montage showing a little of his long history of work with us here at the studio. Let's have a look.
In 1990, Dan Brothers entered the broadcast booth for the first time. In 1995, he was joined for the first time by Paul Strati, and the rest is history. Together, Dan and Paul's broadcasts are highly entertaining, with Dan doing play-by-play and Paul joining in with color commentary. The two of them have a great rapport and a detailed knowledge of the game.
Touchdown! Super play by Ryan Contreras. Made a nice cut at the 10-yard line and went in. Outstanding effort.
Looking, throws, it's complete to Shaw. King. King's going! See you later! He could go all the way! Touchdown Devils! Oh, baby! What a play! What a play, Billy King! Whoa, baby! Welcome to Burlington football!
Since 2004, Paul has been the co-host of Sports Call along with Rich Kaplan, where he interviews the captains of BHS's various sports teams and discusses what else is going on in the local sports scene.
A live call-in show for sports, local and national, here on BCAT. What do you guys think of that?
Sounds good to me, Rich.
You guys ready to
rock and roll?
Yeah, it's amazing how we never age, isn't it, Paul?
Reading up next, our buddies from Reading, and they're off to an 0-2 start.
Yeah.
So that always brings a smile to Rich's face when we mention Reading.
Amadine is the lone back. Pickett in motion, turns around and goes back. Walshy with it. Walsh.
I'm not sure if he got that.
What do we got here?
I don't know. Yeah, he got it.
Touchdown!
He got it.
Touchdown, Walshy. Out to the left. He's back. He's looking. He's rolling to his right. He's got time. He's got his man. It's over. It's over. It's over.
That's the game.
Paul was also an announcer for BCAT's coverage of BHS ice hockey games for much of the 1990s.
By Jimmy Martin, Bob. Burlington jumped out quick. Nice play by Jimmy Martin. Picked up the rebound. Made no mistake about it. Right in the top corner. Burlington jumps out to a quick 1-0 lead here in the first. Over to Abramo. Abramo goes down. Passes it over to Mulcahy. Can't keep it in front. There's a shoot. Off the post. Again, Cassiola getting a piece of it.
But seriously, I could not have asked for a better, more loyal, and fun partner to be with in the booth than Paul. I thank him for being here. I thank him for 20 seasons. I thank him for his friendship.
First down, touchdown!
Anthony Cruz!
Hey, and there goes the over! Better than the last one. Taken there by Brown.
Burlington.
Monowek has the ball.
That ball was bouncing like a hot potato out there.
30. Steps inside. Oh, and he's touchdown.
Do you believe that move?
Paul will be sorely missed by all of us here at BCATS. That's it from the news desk here at BNews Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with Rich Hosford, Tad Stefanak, Robert Parris, Maddie Shipka, and well, Peter Brown was on vacation. Thank you for joining us. Good evening.